So, welcome back to our meditation time, and thank you everyone coming back to practice together. Practice of a meditation is about learning our mind. Understanding our mind. But our mind is so delicate and so subtle, so difficult to understand. Although it hasn't got the form, it hasn't got the shape, it hasn't got the color, and yet so powerful, and yet so vulnerable. Therefore, in order to understand this mind, we trained from the gross level of objects to the subtler and subtler, refine and refine until we see this mind, the pure mind. It's like a diamond which has been carefully cleaned and carefully designed, which has got a lot of value. And it is also given a simile as purifying the gold. In order to have a pure gold, probably few tons of stones will be smashed into small pieces and going through the purification of the gold, and it comes in a tiny bit of a gold and pristine purity of the gold. And our mind is also like that. Thousands of lifetimes that we have lived, we have accumulated so many rubbish, hard rocks, and in these big hard rocks, part of our mind been kept. Sometimes in a form of memories, other times in a form of liking, disliking, and subconsciously saved into our consciousness so deep that it's so difficult to bring it out. So, practice of a meditation, that's why when we start practicing, it's a very rough journey. Bumpy, rough, and difficult journey. It's like you have to destroy the mountain to collect the rocks in the small pieces, and after that small pieces of the rocks, and again you have to smash it into the like a powder, and you find it out, the pristine gold. And our mind is like that too. So we have to smash ourselves our ego, our memories, our behaviors, and so, until we able to see this mind more detail. We can observe it more detailedly in its pure consciousness, pure mind. That's how we practice meditation, begin with the body contemplation. This is like a mountain. Focusing on this mountain, seeing that in that mountain there is a gold hidden under the beneath. Concentrating on that and destroying, breaking it down into different parts of the body, different breaths, and how this relates, and then into the different movements in different ways. And even deeper into that, we go on into the sensations and different types of sensations. And gradually mind just settles down and start to see the mind, start to see this impure mind. And yet occasionally we can see that how peaceful, how calm this mind has become. So this is the practice we do, we try to develop. And this smashing is not just reading of books or listening of talks. Reading of books, it's just the knowledge that we got it from someone's experience, someone's explanation. Listening of talks, again, it's a teacher's experience, like you are listening my instructions. It's my understanding, my experience, how I have pondered, how I have understood, and I'm giving it to you as an example. And it's you have to ponder, you have to do, you have to work. You have to break it down into small pieces and smash it up to the ground level, and collecting these gems, small bit of things together and accumulating it, putting into one place, one jar, and gradually we will be able to see this mind clearly. So Buddha's advice is to do it by yourself, DIY. Ability to do in that way. So that's why we start off with body contemplation and then gradually go on to the sensation. Now if you have seated comfortably, bring your attention to be aware of this body at the present moment, here and now. Having a present moment awareness about the body and breaking into small parts of the body. And not just the small parts of the body, even the breath itself. Watching the breath. And the breath, again, it has got the different breaths. Long, short, shallow, hard, connected with the body, a breath outside, inside, how it generates, how it fades away. Or whatever ways it is, as they are. And as you're observing these breaths, as you're observing these movements, you're gradually aware of your sensations. And sensation is sensation. There is no good and a bad sensation. Good and a bad sensation we define. And there you can see your mind involves. Now this time you are watching your mind. silently mind just creeps in and then defines this sensation is this sensation is that, and then with our old habits to be engaging or to be holding or try to make adjustments, and we simply create forms and proliferate, go on into making our preferences. So in the practice, no preference at all. Sensation is sensation. The very moment when the mind involves and try to make it this or that moment, watching that mindset. And this is the beginning of aware of your mind and the mental faculties, how it works. When you're upset, watching your upset mind. When you're happy, you're watching your happy mind. And that's the reason why teachers always encourage us to set up a time to meditate and simply to train this mind, keeping within this time of this time that we will be sitting. If you're doing sitting, if you're doing walking, within that time limit you will be doing that. Whatsoever, doesn't matter, you will be doing it. And that's how you train the mind. And that's how you know the mind. You take control of the mind. So that's what it is. The training, we have to do it, that limit of time, and do it as a second habit every day, every day. And that's how we take control over this mind. And gradually we know this mind, understanding this mind. Whichever state of the mind it is, we will be able to know that. And this time we are observing our own mind and how it works. And only then we realize the true Dhamma, true teachings. Such a vast teachings of the Buddha, 84,000 of Dhamma principles simply begin from this mind and ends in this mind. The very moment when we realize this mind, all the 84,000 of these principles become so relevant, so live. And all begins here, not the past, not the future, always here. And every moment that we are here is again constantly becoming a past and becoming a future. So simply aware of that. Aware of it, that state of the mind, without having any preference even to the mind, just aware. Do not try to color it, do not try to make a shape of it, do not try to find anywhere else, but it's in here, there, just as it is, the way it is. So continue practicing in this way for a few moments, and then we'll practice the loving kindness meditation to finish off. So continue practicing diligently, persistently, aware of everything that takes place. In particular, knowing your own mind, observing your own mind, having clear consciousness of your own mind, how it works. Whichever state of mind you have, simply aware. So relax yourself, and now we will practice loving kindness meditation. So sitting comfortably and feel the sensations in your body, aware of sensations in your entire body. And bring that attention to your hand. Observing any sensations around your hands, but do not move it, simply observing. And bring that attention to your heart, feeling the beating heart. And as you feel the beating heart, generating loving kindness and compassion. And if you feel that your heart is not connected yet, physically smiling will connect you. So as you feel the connection with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself, I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from hurtfulness, hatred, ill will. May I be free from anxiety, animosity, ill will. May I be free from troubles of body and mind. May I be able to maintain my happiness. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one, our parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends, relatives, and all other sentient beings. Whatever beings there are, visible and invisible beings in this room, in this city, in this country, on earth, in the universe, may they be happy. May they be well. May they be free from suffering. May they be free from troubles of body and mind. May they be liberated, liberated, liberated. Bring your attention to your hand. Aware of sensations in your hands and to your body and to your eyes. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation and reflecting how calm and peace you have become at the third sound of the gong. So let's pay respect to the Buddha before answering or reading any feedbacks.